You know, you have to go through it. We've been here and invested and through thick and thin with this series. So the final map, of course, better deliver, and I sure hope it does. But nonetheless, getting into the pistols, some utility out for Vertex. CZ, meanwhile, given to the hero Danny G. Super consistent, super strong across the course of today. So I can definitely agree with that decision.
Yeah, going aggressive here on mid as well. It'll be interesting to see how the CZ works out for Danny, and well, he gets denied by Addict up close on the Glock. Quick headshot down. That's going to force the rest of the mid aggression to just back off at this point and give it up, which is quite unfortunate. Plenty of space being left for Vertex now, especially with the nades that they've brought into this round. They clearly have an execute in mind. And with that kill forcing Rooster back to the bomb site, they're likely going to be given the room now to actually make that work. And I think a stack being called up towards the A side of things, which may just work out. Vertex are shifting their attention back in this direction.
Yeah, kind of terrifying. They've got to be careful here. Chelios just able to creep down and play the headshot angle. Oh, they line up for him and he does get 2 for 1. Absolute filth for Chelios. 4-on-3 now ensues in favor of Rooster. Spot coming in from Shipco. He'll call for some rotations as well as the player being available on the flank. Chelios keeps on chiming in. Might be able to get a little bit more done here. Ruffleco, the only one left. He does get 1, but that is all. Rooster and mainly Chelios stealing away the pistol.
Yeah, despite what was obviously a very rough start in the beginning, losing out on the CZ trying to peek through, they are able to recover it, and it's off the back of Chelios popping off. That's what we want to see for Rooster. We said obviously he had a tough time on Vertigo. That was when they didn't quite have enough to get themselves over the finish line. But he showed up on D2. He helped out Danny and Danger, who are also having fantastic performances. And if they can keep up that trio, I suppose, of fraggers here on towards Overpass, then I definitely think Vertex are going to struggle, because while we've seen some great moments from Addict, especially from Ruffleco as well, it feels like maybe PZ hasn't got going enough on the up points. APOC Dude and Brace have been a little bit slow as well. It definitely feels like there's more firepower to go around on the Rooster side of things at the moment, which wasn't really what I was expecting, and didn't look to be the case on Vertigo either.
Curious, definitely curious. So we'll see here, push coming into the bathrooms. Chelios strong, probably going to get overwhelmed. He only finds 1 for his trouble, so Danny G, little under pressure here. So very blind. Oh, by his teammates as well a little bit. Not all of those, I don't think, but got to stop flashing, guys. He'll be a little frustrated there. The bomb plan secured. Whether they can hold on to the site is the million-dollar question. And actually, unfortunately for this boost, they're all headed out towards long, are already in some comfortable positions. 1 in the close left, 1 in the close right towards bank. Oh, and just about, it looked like the crosshair would have been on his head there. Addict, meanwhile, through the smoke, blocking out 1. I think, yeah, Danger's like, oh, hold on a minute. Smoke on top of the bomb. Defuse attempted here. FAMAS being held, but not going to happen, as they will indeed clean up house. It's a little close to comfort, but Rooster with a nice retake.
Yeah, very close on the spray, though. If the defuse was stopped right there, things definitely would have been a lot more difficult, as suddenly then there's a one-on-one against the player who's coming in from long, and it really hinges at that point on the 1 kill. Instead, though, securely wiping things up, keeping 3 standing, and leaving Vertex again on just a half buy. At least got the bomb down, so they were pretty flushed for cash, to be honest. Not quite enough for an actual investment, but plenty at least to be able to purchase these pistols, and even quite a few nades behind it. So it's not a bad purchase. We'll see what can be done with it. I think 2 or 3 kills obviously would be absolutely perfect. Even just the 2 to take a couple rifles out of play. And well, they're moving quickly. A good nade stack had actually weakened up Shipka as well. So there is a chance for something to be done as they move through. But unfortunately, he's not going to be allowed the rifle to keep their range and just absolutely hammer them. Danger especially finds 4 in that FAMAS. It might push you to try it out, Scriv, but don't.
Okay. You've convinced
the FAMAS
me not to
only works in the hands of the pros.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an MP9 guy through and through, mate. You know? More of a team player anyway.
One.
Yeah, exactly, mate, exactly. so much easier to work for me. You don't really have to aim very well, so yeah. Pretty easy stuff. But Vertex up a creek at the moment, not looking too good in the early portions of Overpass. AWP out for PZ. Wanted to go for that peek towards short, I think, and unfortunately mollied out, so nothing coming in the early stages just yet, Dean.
That's a pretty slow default so far. With the upper PZ, though, as I said, he's been fairly just quiet in general. He's never been the one, at least throughout this series, really, to go in and take too many challenges himself. At least when you compare him to what we've been seeing from Chelios, trying quite a bit. And also whenever they pulled out their secondary up as well. I feel like Addict was most impressive on the up back on Vertigo to me. When he was pulling that out, rather. We're really not getting very much at all. They're just now going to start moving back around over towards long. And well, Danny G is actually in the long bathroom, so he could be in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to have to try and hold on and get at least a couple of kills from this. And well, it's not going to be easy, as the timing might work against them. Just before he comes in, he spins back around and does spot the shadows, but it's the bait and switch right there. The jump across takes the attention, and then the kill comes in for Bryce. But Vertex need to get a move on. They don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, each and every single fight here is going to slow them down. Big style. Bomb dropped out into the open. Gives the game away at the very least, but they've got so many bodies to get through. Still, it's only the 1-for-1s. 15 seconds left. Smoked out at stairs. The danger going to go through it. Yeah, I think a wise move, but he does maybe overstep ever so slightly. Molotov comes in. It's a little bit too late, though. And Spud Wrecker have to wreck some heads, to be honest, and I don't think he fancies it, because it looks like he is starting to step away and go for the save. They will have enough to buy into the next round on the Rooster end, but Vertex with a late push, always risky, but they pull it off.
Yeah, if that second kill even came in around the short hold from the Og player, then this could have been swinging the other way. Unfortunately, though, not the case. And of course, for Vertex, it's a big find to be able to get themselves this open in gun round. Doing so relatively convincingly as well. 3 is usually the minimum you want to keep standing to actually start building up some sort of an economy. They'll likely have to drop over to the couple of players who did go down, but having a look at the economy here for the CT side, it's pretty decent. Especially with the FAMAS being brought over, I think that'll actually just allow them to drop ship kit and pretty much get their full investment with just a couple of weaknesses in there in terms of the firepower. And then I think nades are going to lack slightly on Danny as well. As you can see, yeah, he only gets a single flash behind it. You're in the opening moments and keep trading the gun rounds back and forth with Vertex like they did on Dust 2, and then I think Vertex would begin to worry. So this is their opportunity. But again, super slow on the default. There's a boost actually coming in this time, but that's even worse because it gives up so much control. And as you can see, it's allowed for Chelios to push forward onto Fountain. And also for Danny G to go aggressive in Connector. They've got so much map control.
Nice shot from Chelios coming in as well. Not able to make it out. However, Danny G could be large. Could be very large. They're rotating back, though. They will check this angle, but the off angle for him works for one. Again, Vertex doing well to trade things through. Nonetheless, 3 versus 3, and they're a little unsure of where they want to go here on the T side.
Yeah, still trying to fully make that decision, I suppose, but it seems like B is at least where the bomb's going to be taken. PZ, on the other hand, he's hoping to be able to distract a bit as he pushes forward. Well, there's a kill potentially waiting for him up close on the bench. Chipka a little bit slow on the reactions against the up, though. It is difficult to make work. Only the one shot needed to land, and well, the quick reactions, as I said, from the up are going to make it happen. Well, actually, you might even have someone peeking forward, and the monster could get caught in the open. Actually manages to get away with the one for himself, and now just tucking in behind the pillar, hopes to waste some of this already very precious time. And well, he's actually going to be good for the trade again, but 11 seconds needs to get away from here as he hears the footsteps coming through. Can't manage to survive enough time, so he's going to have to challenge. And instead, his back is caught by PZ running around the pillar. Only a couple of seconds left on the clock, but it doesn't matter. They are at least able to take it over the finish line once again. That's 2 rounds in a row now that they've cut it pretty close on time.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to whether eventually that will come back to bite them in the butt. But for now, anyway, it has worked, and they've put Rooster onto an eco.
Yeah, I was going to make pretty much the same point, to be honest with you. Really testing fate, and I do agree with you. Eventually, it's going to come back to haunt you. You've got to be careful with how often you go for that. Nonetheless, Vertex with the rifles, not looking too bad. So we'll see what Rooster do as a response. Obviously, in this round, we're not expecting too much. Chelios nearly with an opportunity there to push in and catch a player with a nade in hand. However, he gets melted down to 40 HP and finished off by Addict. The early kill, always nice. 5-on-4 against the pistols is a pretty comfortable position to be in, and they generally start to trickle in if you just play your cards right. So 5-on-3 now looking very comfortable.
It looks like Shipka's going kind of forward on toilets. Should realize there's nothing going on here, and at least I guess give a slight warning to Danger and Spudwrecker. But I don't know how much they're reasonably going to be able to do here on B. P250 and a CC to hold off a full push through Monster. I like that Danger tried to take the step as the push was coming through, rather as he hears those footsteps, but not able to get anything done. And Spudwrecker, they won't let him be a nuisance around that smoke at barrels either. Spam through to put an end to it. 3-3, we're tied up. Rooster though, back onto the buy, and honestly, not a good one. I wouldn't have minded at all if they just took an eco here, honestly. Some pistols maybe come out, ensure you can get an op into the next round and get all of the nades, kits even behind your buy. Instead, it's kind of dreadful. This is very terrible.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all, bro. Relies on getting the early kills, basically. Your retake becomes much harder without the kits, and with a lack of utility, you know, they're not going to be able to afford to have a player that holds. However, the spray down coming in, it was nearly awkward there for a second. Danger does manage to get the kill, almost finding Peasy. If he wasn't blind, I think he gets both. Meanwhile, Addict trying to check his angles, waiting for the flashes, nothing coming. So I like it from Rooster, proactive. It's exactly what they needed to do in a round like this, where they're lacking in the weaponry and the utility. Really well played, and now we'll see what they can do with the advantage.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got 2 smokes and a flash with still well over a minute remaining. So they will have to try and hold off many a pick attempts, it looks like, as we are seeing some aggression, at least from Vertex. TZ, though, on the up, already tagged up quite heavily. It is going to be a risky peek through if he wants to keep on challenging. And at the moment, they don't really have control elsewhere. I think they have a player in connector that's Addict indeed, but he hasn't moved up. They haven't actually confirmed that he control around middle. So unfortunately, the only real choice, I believe, is going to be to actually move this one in towards B eventually. And it doesn't look like Rooster are budging at all. Molly coming over, probably going to even pull a rotation down, I believe, as indeed Chelios is going to get moving. So there's going to be quite a defense set in place as they move forward. Above the smoker, even on default, Danger yet to be spotted. Should be able to catch that bomb carrier. Indeed, actually mows down 2 of them and pulls the attention then away from Spudwrecker. He swings in. Well, Addict's all alone. Not much that can be done at all from that position. 1-on-5, and he's going to be quickly wiped out, at least before the time does run out. Vertex, they drop around. They've taken in that previous one, although they can't afford to get a buy, they won't have all that much money left over, so there's a chance for Rooster to really snatch back control.
Yeah, pretty important swing round early on into this game, for sure. And the pressure and the thoughts of the previous map come flooding back. Vertex, again, the mental game, very, very important here. So picking up this round, I think, for that sake, will indeed be pretty paramount. Early damage coming in. I thought we might have seen an early fight, but no, not going to happen just yet. Apok Dud sticking around. But nothing coming. Set up from the CT side, ready and waiting for a push from somewhere. Might just be on the way. And this early exchange really could decide everything. Apok Dud goes around the corner. Not ready for the angle, but Danny G going to fall. Chelios able to make it out, but they don't get a trade there, so ends up being an advantage for the T side.
PZ's gone ahead and got himself a kill over on long, though. As Chelios got a little bit ambitious trying to peek through. They didn't need to pull something back, though, obviously, after losing Danny early on. Unfortunately, now it's just left them in a very difficult spot to try and recover from. Spud record, though. He's looking to play up close on Monster. I was going to say, if this fades while those players are still back far from Monster, then he was going to be in trouble. His legs would have been spotted. But not the case instead. He calls in his teammates for assistance. Well, quite a perfect flash, unfortunately. Only Spud record. And doesn't allow for them to come through with the win, unfortunately. But they've done some pretty good damage towards the end. They definitely made it a more competitive round than managed to take away from. And as I said, if that flash had been effective there, they definitely could have got away with it.
Yeah, difficult, isn't it? Coming down to the timings quite a bit. But that back and forth nature that we were predicting is here. Vertex with the rifles, though, have looked a bit more convincing, so maybe the 4-4 is slightly misleading. We'll see. We'll see, won't we? Rooster trying to put a little summon together. Chelios on the crack angle, but DZ waiting for him. Chelios wins the fight, though. Able to get that peek as advantage. Crosshair already set up. And therefore, an opener for Rooster. Exactly what they needed coming into this 9th round.
And a boost, I believe, now going to come in on B to see if they can pull anything back. Again, it's a fairly limited buy by Rooster. So they haven't got everything to work with, so despite the man advantage, it definitely could still be turned around, but they're taking their time to go for this booster. I think hoping that they'll be able to catch a slightly better time. And overall, though, Vertex, I am trying to work out what the goal may be, and I'm imagining it probably will be over towards the B-bomb site itself. You've got one player at least working up mid, so the options are open. With 50 seconds left and with APOC Dud setting up some utility from back here, as you can see. He does seem to be the main goal, the main target currently. They've really got to get a move on again. They are playing this as a pretty super slow T side. Not as common on Overpass, actually just a bit of a fake even over towards B. So as I said, they had kept the options open, but look at Danny's position.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, timing on this as well. Going to be massive. Chelios around the corner, able to take out APOC Dud. Danny might even be able to deny the bomb plant with this. He's going to strike early, but the information is in. The flank is just too strong. Brace gets one, but what can you do? You're getting shot at from all angles. 5-4. Rooster back in. Nice early opening pick. Gives them the room that they need. And as you said, kind of playing with fire a little bit, running the clock all the way down and then trying to rotate. You know, it does bank on the fact that, oh, we've got some bathrooms control, but they didn't, you know. Didn't have anyone out towards long, so... A lot of intangibles for the Vertex side needed to go their way, and they just didn't. So Rooster will mow them down, will break the bank, and they are set to maybe get a 6th, perhaps even a 7th.
Yeah, that's the issue. As I said, like, they kept their options open at least so that they could run up banana, basically, but if you haven't actually defaulted out early on, taken control around long, pushed back the upper, etc., to ensure there's no one sticking into the long bathrooms, then that's always going to be an issue. That's always going to be a risk that you might get flanked out like that. And well, we've seen it punish them big time in the previous round, so I'd imagine now we might see them switch things up a little bit, maybe going towards those more standard defaults on the next gun round, rather than what has been pretty heavy B focus, we've got to say. They're creeping up long. I'd love if there was someone in the bathrooms again, a weapon to steal away, but as we can see, Rooster being aware that they're not up against that great of a buy here. I've actually gone for an interesting stack over towards B. My initial point was going to be they've gone for a much more passive hold, but they do need to get a rotation up here pretty quickly to Danny.
Yeah, but he's not going to get checked. Just wait for them all. Oh, he does! Oh, that's frustrating, isn't it? Why would they check it? Why would they look at me? So they will at the very least get the bomb down here. However, man advantage secured for Rooster with those 2 kills. There is an AK for APOC Dud. Would be nice to get it into the hands of Brace, but easier said than done. Addict up close on the squad. Try and do a bit of damage, but not going to happen for him. Brace falls. APOC Dud, nice little hit. Could be able to get one, but no. Shipker actually demolishes him. So Rooster, they'll only lose the 1 player, but conceding the bomb plant, I think Vertex will be very happy to get that, to be honest with you. So it props up the buy pretty comfortably into this next round, in fact. Bad result for the T side.
Yeah, able to get themselves over the finish line in the end. That was a very awkward one though, and towards the long corner. I think the initial player was like b-hopping backwards, so I think he was admiring that for a moment, hoping that no one would check it so we could just mow down multiple players. But again, being the sole defender there in that corner, not ideal. It's definitely not where you want to be playing from on your own normally. Let's see. Apok did holding for this jump peak. Didn't actually spot it, I don't believe, because of the smoke initially. There's not going to be too much trouble for Rooster in the early moments. Instead, just a small bit of nade damage going in their favor. And despite what I said in that previous round, Vertex again are just heavily focused on towards B early on. 4 players outside Monster, 1 in on short here, and it looks like they will at least move a little bit quicker off the back of it.
Yeah, very quick indeed. Great flashes over the top. Spudwrecker inside the smoke. Gonna try and go through danger though. Into the spray down. Roboco with a team kill. What the hell's happened here? Into a 3-on-3 somehow, though. The bomb is out in no man's land. Boost going to come up nice and fast for these players to work with. Try and deny the plant away, but there's a smoke in the way. Is he going to cross into the sight line of Shipka? I don't think so. That Molotov, there's a risk it spreads here. It does look good for now, but nonetheless, they've been slowed down by this boost and by the lack of movement, really, from the Vertex side. Flash comes in. They're trying to bait something. Nobody giving them anything. PZ with the first onto Danny G. Chipka finally gets the boost to work, but PZ, they've got to deal with him in the mini pit. Easier said than done. Roffelco chimes in with one of his own, and Vertex. Great post blank coming in from the two of them there as they will get number 5.
A bit of back and forth, as you were saying. It's not getting super one-sided. Neither team's able to get a massive lead going like we had seen at the beginning of map 1, or to a lesser extent, I suppose, on the previous map on Dust 2 as well. Being kept pretty much neck and neck. The only thing is the back and forths obviously don't really favor the CT side, with those buys being a little bit more expensive and with not as many options of income, but obviously not the opportunity for bomb plants to come true. So you can see they are pretty limited here with only the 1 M4 and the op. Similar to the buys that we were seeing at lots of points come out on Vertigo for the Rooster buys, so we'll see whether of course they can make it work this time or not. But again, looking like another focused round on towards B. Not quite as quick with it right now, and there's a lot more nades actually for Rooster than I would have expected as well. So if this is just going to be another straight up hit on towards B, they are not going to have an easy time getting in.
Yeah, we weren't a huge fan of these on Vertigo, but it does make a little bit more sense on the minimum loss bonus. I am more of a fan of evening out the economy, one less thing to worry about, as it were. So, we'll see. They're ready. Down goes Danger. Does indeed dish out some damage, but not able to find that kill or find some control. And with the molly that came in there, I think they've just kind of given up on the B attack, at least for now. Check if there's nothing fishy going on, but it is going to be a 4-man stack here, boys. So if you move in towards B, which is what they're looking to do, you will have quite the task on your hand. Great contact flash over the top, though. It's the trade from Danny G. Only good for the one, so still the man advantage here for the side. Keeps on coming. Still got this all to deal with, but it is looking good. A little bit of team damage there, always awkward. Down goes Shipka, not before he finds one. All onto Chelios. Gotta go huge. Will find the first. Now the AWP is revealed. The remaining 2 players can just play it, yeah, and the bait out from Addict, making some noise, drawing the attention, will allow PZ from behind to find the frag.
And with that, the round goes as expected. Not as cleanly as Vertex would have hoped for. But it's not going to be too much of a problem, considering now they're up against the eco, so they have a chance to take things a little bit smoother here for themselves. Even a Mac 10 being pulled out on Brace, so he'll try and just get as many kills fed into that SMG as he can. And while they're not going B in the beginning moments of the round, this is a swap up Scriv. They're actually going to move it over towards middle. I don't think Rooster are really expecting that either. They reasonably enough are putting most of their presence on towards B with this weaker set of weapons, just trying to stack things up slightly. And I do like this as well in towards short. Chelios obviously only has a USP, so the hope there is he'll maybe get a dink, hopefully then get taken down, and perhaps then they overlook his teammate as they move up short. If they move up short, though, obviously is the important part of that, because at the moment they aren't really looking to. Instead, most of the players on towards long, only the Mac 10 coming back in this direction, and if anything, this is the perfect weapon, I was going to say, to just kind of feed on these Kevlar-less opponents, but no, Chelios back-to-back-to-back headshots there. Give him an almost instantaneous USP kill, and suddenly a man advantage is being found for Rooster.
Bit weird, mate. But see how it pans out. Surely this is not the round that Vertex drop, right? It's going to pay off for him. Keen double spray down and definitely needed, I think, to just ease some of the pressure. Danger with the Mac 10 trying to make some money, but it's not going to happen. Ship to the only one left, and he will drop 4K for the Eco Warrior Addict. Vertex moving up to 7, looking pretty comfortable in the lead. And again, I don't know, it's a little deceiving, right? We talk about the back and forth nature. It has been there, but with the rifles, there's definitely more prominence for the T side, that's for sure. See whether this keeps up into the second half, right? That's kind of the key question at the moment. The individual's not looking too bad. We've got PZ, Addict, Danger, and Chelios for the opposite side, so need a little bit of assistance. Maybe Danny G. 4 and 10. Can't keep it up all 3 maps, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty hard to replicate that level of performance for 3 maps, but I mean, he could still step it up a little bit throughout this. He doesn't quite need to be dropping 30+ bombs, especially when Danger is having a pretty solid showing so far as well. That's a different map. There we go. But yeah, as I was saying, with Danger having a pretty solid performance, and I believe also Chelios showing up pretty decently. Yeah, he's 12 and 8 as well right now. I have to get back on and check my scoreboard. It's not quite as necessary. Obviously, though, I did say that the trio of fraggers is what was enough to push them over the finish line back on Dust 2, and it was the lack of that third man on Vertigo that ended up with them falling kind of short. And considering the current score line, I guess you could say they kind of do need the third player to step up and start carrying a little bit extra of that weight as well. Just as an update, it looks like whatever the issue is has been found and should be fixed real soon.
Fingers crossed, as always. I did promise there'd be no extended pauses, so hopefully the
you lied.
Not gonna let me down.
Promise that.
Hey, this is not too bad. This is not too bad. But we'll see.
Yes. Okay, so we've had some updates because of the issues going on. We are going to have to go ahead and swap things up for a moment. Just to double check, should we send it to a break, actually, producer? I wasn't sure if that was what you were getting at there. No, we're good. We can just keep rambling on. We're getting pretty decent at that script, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's you know what you'd hope, right? Been doing it for long enough, really. So, although we are towards the bottom of the barrel when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I don't know, man. You just start talking about whatever, really, because we've been here for long enough. We've had enough pauses throughout the day, but hopefully the last one, right? I'm starting to eat my words now, aren't I? This is becoming a bit more of an extended pause here, so
I think we'd be okay.
Sorry about that,
swap,
guys.
though.
I tried my best, okay?
We should be fine after the swap to at least get this one finished out, I'd imagine, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue, and thankfully we still have the beautiful cinematics to go through, so we're still on the server. I don't even know what you're on about, guys.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I don't know. Nah, hopefully though this one gets sorted quickly, to be honest with you, because I mean we've got another series after this, and then you and I have got another series this evening, for goodness sake. So
it's gonna be a long one. We started this at 9 AM. It's now 1:15. We haven't finished one best of 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good point.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm comfortable. We're just communicating here. You know, but yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm
Let you take for a moment. I've got to swap my own GoTV here.
Yeah, no problem. So we're like hitting a different GoTV basically. So yeah, but I don't know. It's weird, man. I don't know what's going on server wise. Apparently, some people were saying in the chat there's some issues yesterday as well. So yeah, don't know what the dealio is, but
my CS crashed sometimes. Some sort of, I don't know what it is.
What's happening, man? What is going on today?
Baseline issue or something. I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Oh yeah, I had that. I would imagine maybe it's something to do with things getting changed over or whatever. But again, why it crashes the entire game, I'll never know. Looks like we're changing map. That's always a good sign. get back onto Overpass, get the round restore going. Thankfully, this time it was at the end of a round that we have issues, so we don't have to simulate the round and make sure that everybody's doing the right thing. But yeah, indeed. So we're getting into Overpass. My predictions are about 90 seconds, but I don't know, that might be a bit off. Depends on how quickly the players get joined up here, to be fair. And how quickly Dean gets joined up. Are you joined up, Dean?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool.
Just joined in now.
Cool.
I'm not making any prediction on when the players start the game again.
It is a dangerous game. I really need to stop. Actually got some of our observers getting involved in the game right now, so you know, this is a bit weird.
I normally hop in, join the action a little bit, but I mean, if you're Vertex, you're probably not enjoying this. This is similar to how things played out on this too. They had a bit of a lead, then the pauses start coming through, and then they cool off, and things just start going wrong for them. So I don't think they want to be sitting here for more than a few minutes once again.
Well, maybe it looks like everybody's in, and we're loading into the match start at the very least, and then a round restore. And then you would assume we'd be back into it. Just gotta hope where it's stacked up on Dust 2, where it's stacked on Dust 2 is when we also had players having connection issues as well as an overall connection issue. So hopefully all the players are good. That's kind of where we're at. Looks like we should be back into it in just a moment though. And I'm serious. I'm not guessing. Pretty confident that's going to be the deal because of course, the readies up and whatnot in chat are coming through. Everybody's good. Freeze time has ended. And now here we are getting back into the action. Thank God.
Yeah, not as bad. We didn't have to wait for a round to be kind of played out in real time again. Because as you said, it wasn't, fortunately, server issues at the end of a round that time. We'd finished it up at least and we were in the freeze time. So it wasn't as big of a deal. This buy though for Rooster, no kit in play. The nades are not fantastic. Ideally, they're going to be looking for an early kill here to take off again a bit of the pressure from themselves. And while you're seeing this boost come in from Chelios, I just realized I need to fix my X-ray. Get that done up in a sec. But either way, it's looking relatively standard from Vertex, but it does seem like they're spreading out into more of a default than we've really seen throughout the half from them so far. Honestly, they've been heavily focused normally as a unit of 4 to 5 players, just straight towards most of the time B, and every now and again A.
Well, see what the trend is going to be into here, whether, you know, it is that more common B side. Looks like it might be. They send some feelers out towards middle, maybe try and catch some aggression. Doesn't happen, and now they'll back off towards B. Now look, I think it could really work for them in this round. Look at the utility that the CT have. 2 smokes and a nade versus what the T side have got. Like, surely should just be able to overwhelm them with flashes and whatnot. We'll have to see. Danger going for the wide swing, as does Spudwrecker. 2 for 1 when it's all said and done. And I think, to be honest, you probably just move to save now. Trying to stick around, not really the idea here, as Chelios and Danny G too far away from the action to get anything done.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, no real option there. You have an AUG and an op that are going to be very useful in the final round of the half, where you just wouldn't have rifles otherwise. So happy enough to at least be able to save these over, but Vertex not letting the pause slow them down this time, which is a positive. Went back in, striking hard and fast as well with it. In convincing fashion, should have their 4 players standing, which doesn't even really matter at this stage. Could send a brace out maybe for the hunt. I mean, BZ has an op, so unless he trades that to someone else, you don't really want to risk losing it. So at the moment, it is indeed only brace on the hunt, and once he falls, that secures the safety of both of those weapons. So not too bad. A little bit at least carried over for Rooster, but they need this final round. 6 on the CT side is not going to be enough, and 7 wouldn't really be either, but at least it would be a little bit closer. It would give them that little bit of security, especially for if the pistol round goes south. I've worked it out slightly better than expected.
Yeah, I think so. They've managed to spread the wealth, as it were, and it is arguably better than last round, so we'll see here from Rooster. We're going to see the attempt at the 4-man. All right, here we go. A little slow to get it going, but they get it. Is there anybody there? No, there's nobody there, guys. Sorry to say. No one watching. And they're spending a lot of time here, Dean. You maybe know where I'm going with this. When you go for this 4-man boost, look at the T presence on the rest of the map, right? They have a player in playground. That's it. So you're very, very blind to everything, right? You don't know where the T's are at. Therefore, you need to retake a lot of the map and maybe flash in, maybe send some bodies. It becomes very telegraphed. So you have to be careful with that 4-man boost. It can be kind of punishing, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, considering their main goal has normally been just to move over towards B anyway, I don't think it's making too much of a difference to their actual approach in the round. So we'll see how it works out for them either way now as they look to push forward with, again, relatively limited time. 40 seconds and they haven't actually commenced the push, and a new smoke has just came in towards Monster over from, I believe, the A-bomb site. Danny G, though, going to be good for 1 kill there himself, as I believe he peeked in from connector even and has now just fell back up through mid. So that's a big catch. That's pretty much locked him into just having to commit to B at this point. And again, the time now down to 18 seconds. They need fast entries. They need 0 resistance, basically, if they want any opportunity of getting this bomb down. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The CTs are holding strong. Ruffleco, the only man so far to be able to contribute for Vertex, and then they just line up for Spudwrecker. It's A7 at the halftime. Vertex in the lead, but can they keep that up going into the second half, guys? We'll find out after the break.
This is a warrior's world. 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 Seen the days in the dark too long, all the gray between the right and wrong. Takes a warrior to sing this song. When the glory and the pain is gone, it's the failures that make you strong. And can you see the path you're walking on? We're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world. We're moving up. This is a warrior's world. This is a warrior's world. This is a warrior's world. This is a warrior's world.
All right, welcome back, folks. We're here with half number 2 of the final map. What a series, what an epic. 9 a.m. we started. It's now 1:30, at least on UK time. So nearly 5 hours. How about that, Dean? How about that? Nonetheless, the players wanting to get things sorted out and hopefully smoothly. I think we have gotten to the bottom of the issue, so touch wood, should be all good. PZ gonna open up from mid as he takes down Chelios. Not good for Rooster.
Yeah, not a great start at all. Especially on those Glocks. The goal obviously being to try and close in the distance, get up in the face of your opponents. Not really the chance they get, but look at the fights going on in spawn. PZ had gotten himself into a very, very awkward position indeed. Unfortunately, those no kills really coming through up until Brace is able to give a little bit over. And everyone is here right now. It's just a straight up fight on the B bomb site. No players not present. The only ones now who are missing are the ones that are getting decapitated by Glock bullets. And well, Spudwrecker there to put an end to it, getting himself, I believe, a few kills in that pistol round. A successful pistol goes the way of Rooster. We're tied back up at 8-8. Again, this seems like a game that could be going either way, unless Vertex come clapping right back with a force buy, which we know is definitely possible. They're going for it anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? I think there's an argument for both on the T side. Depends on your map, depends on what you want to do with it. But on the CT side, probably not ideal to get those rifles out. You can just about get an M4 going into the third round, but that's pretty much all you'll get. So going for the force makes a bit more sense. Chelios in towards short will manage to find the first here. No real opportunity to trade back. He is left on half HP. Brace going to go pushing in, slow but sure. Will he check the angle? Danny G, oh, has got it, but Brace will find his head. Meanwhile, the rest of the boys looking to push in from Monster here, so not looking too good. Dude doing well to find the double. And well, the force buy might just work out for them, it looks like, Dean. The bomb is here towards the B-bomb site, but really don't expect too much here. This should be Vertex's round.
Yeah, I mean, bit of damage done onto APOC and Brace. But even with that, as long as Vertex use their numbers now, there shouldn't really be too much trouble for them. I believe the bomb, unfortunately, in a position where trying to group up with Shipka to get on towards that A bomb site is potentially to be caught by Addict, who's pushed up in bathrooms. I believe he's moving over towards long, though, so the question is now, is Addict going to hear that? If he sticks up against the wall, then I think the footsteps maybe won't be heard. Indeed, he's staying as close to that wall as he can. Once he gets to this kind of closer section here now, he'll definitely be heard. But again, you've got Shipka already back in the spawn. I was going to say in a position to catch a couple of these players off guard, but no, he's not able to make it work. And Addict not expected on short as Vertex comes swinging right in and steal away the force buy with only a single casualty as well. It is Dak and Vincent.
Pretty good stuff. It's always that terrible position to be in, of course. Worse for the CT side, but still pretty bad for the T side. Win the pistol, lose the force, especially without the bomb plant, and you can see they've got barely any money, so they'll be going for a buy into this one just because you kind of have to. I do respect the CT timeout, though. Vertex realize the position they're in. They're absolutely screwed. Let's capitalize on this big time and make sure that we can get ourselves into the next rifle round as cleanly as possible. Try not to lose any players here, guys. Get the money rolling. But never that easy, is it? Rooster, you can see. Scout comes out and Deagles to back it up.
Yeah, it's not as effective, though, on the T side, unfortunately. Or at least can be harder to make work. Scout and Deagle combos on CT you can combine on the holes and not really have to be the ones taking the pushes, of course, but not quite the case here. They've only got one smoke as well behind us, so very little when it comes to the nades. Not going to be easy here by any means. Don't know if my my auto director. There he is. There he is. He swapped finally. It wasn't working for a while. I was stuck on a player. Should be good now. But yeah, split out on the default. This was something we never really seen from Vertex. I don't love it when you're on force buys like this, to be fair, so I think I'd rather maybe Rooster just take it together, and that looks to be the case now as they move in towards middle. But at least in the early moments, they show presence around connector. They show a little bit outside of B as well as on mid. They don't put all of their eggs in one basket and make it very well known.
Well, here we go, in towards long. Andy G, meanwhile, peeking out from bathroom. Smoke is a bit too effective. Addict, good for one, but that's all. Certainly not ideal. The push coming in now as well. Brace, though, is the unknown element. Does get tagged after his 1 kill. However, Easy and he holding on strong. Bit of a crazy turn of affairs. And Danger, the only one left. He's left pretty low. So they've done some damage here, but it looks like Vertex should be able to hold to get the round itself. The bomb on the way. Not really expecting all too much out of Danger. AK retrieved. Very cool. 20 seconds remain, and he can get the bomb plant. They're giving him a lot of room here. Holding on, though, is, of course, the tough thing. Molotov comes in, now push him out into the open. Taking their time on the retake, but it should be all good for the Vertex boys. Danger needs to take some early fights. He tries, but he fails. 10th round for Vertex comes easy.
Bomb plant at least does go down. It's going to be a small positive, but even with that, obviously an eco has to come in. So 11 likely on the table now for Vertex. They'd be hoping, I would imagine, for a round here without any casualties as well. Losing 2 up against the Force Spider, not bad by any means, but you have a chance to really start stabilizing that economy. We've already seen how things can go wrong for Vertex, despite getting a little bit of a lead in their favor at points. Well, this is interesting. Danny loves... sorry, it wasn't Danny, it was Shipkit this time. But they love going in for heavy investments and just kind of dropping one hero rifle. At 10-8, I don't really support this, to be honest.
Well, you know, no time like the present. Maybe you're wrong, okay? If they win, then it was a good choice. That's how it works, right?
I mean, if they win, awesome. It's high risk, high reward. So yeah, I would say they'll get a massively high reward if they somehow do make it work. But it's also putting them in a pretty rough position when they could have just taken 1 eco and then had a really strong buy to really get going at that stage. But, well, maybe I'll shut up because Danny's got himself an opening kill on the Deagle. They haven't even had to use the AK yet, and it's already started off pretty well for them.
Yeah, and you have this advantage. Maybe in the next round, Shipka can move on to the Mac 10, right? And be a bit more of an info gatherer. You kind of set yourself in for that play now, to be honest with you. That's kind of his only option. Yeah, there's lampposts at long, bro. I don't know. I feel like I've never really noticed them before. Kind of Mandela effect, to be honest. You know, a little bit weird. So I swear, maybe there's some versions of the map that don't have it, and that's why I'm a little bit spooked
I
out.
think Wolfie was only saying this to me the other day.
Yeah. Like, have they added them? Have they, like, secretly just added them in and we've missed it?
I have no idea, but he said he was casting a version of the map that didn't have them, and I was like, that's weird. And he was like, and then I was on one that did. So he was wondering if there was like a separate competitive one, but I don't know. I think he just missed them somehow. That's my guess. Speaking of missing, some shots definitely being missed at the moment by those players on short. It was a spam over the smoke, I believe, so there wasn't to be had. And well, eventually Ruffalco actually manages to deny the bomb plant. There's only 10 seconds left. Run, Spudwrecker, you need to get that bomb real quick right now. Needs to get in towards cover and hope his teammate can hold it off. And well, he does manage to actually put it down in safety. But the health of Danny is not great. Spudwrecker doesn't have Kevlar. This is not an easy 2-on-1 by any means. But you can see Danny just letting his teammate take all of the attention to swing in. Still not going to show himself as Spudwrecker wastes time and even just gets it done on his own. A P250 bullet to the head for Ruffalco.
Nearly the perfect 1v3. Nearly. So close. I couldn't get it done, and it's going to cost Vertex everything. You can see the money's not there. Easy especially. Very rough indeed, and that's the player that maybe you want to give an AWP in future rounds. T-side timeout now coming in. All to play for. We've had a long day. We've had a good time. Had a few jokes. A few tears. Goddamn dust too, man. Oh my goodness. You know, I was looking forward, I won't lie. Vertex, it looked like they were in the lead and kind of hungry. I was looking forward to making a sandwich, but we didn't have time to do that in the end, so...
No.
Yeah, just a cheeky cereal bar for me in between.
I didn't even bother. I guess
Really?
I'll throw it in at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll try, because of course, we've got a long day ahead of us. We still have Order up against X-Chiefs next.
That one should be more competitive. Well, at least it should be a higher level, slightly. And
maybe.
I would imagine a bit more competitive. At least that was what I thought initially on paper. Both matches, out of the 2 matches, that one should have been more competitive. But we've got a great game here so far, so I think it might be hard for it to live up to it now, to be honest. But a P250 and a flash, that's all they've got on the Vertex side of things.
See what they can get done with it. They are stacked correctly, but not looking too good from the get-go. They'll try and flash their way in. Do manage to get one, but Rooster have gone and get out of there. However, in the retreat, in their indecisiveness, they might just have lost another weapon. So Apok Dude, you can see, onto the A1S, going to go for the rotation to try and get ahead of the bomb. Also got a few isolated players, you know, looking the wrong way. The trade becomes very difficult when you've got no one around to actually do it for you. So I am curious. Shipco close and personal on bank. Apok Dud surely falls if he goes around this corner. Yeah. And that might just be that. Spudwrecker nearly caught with a nade in hand, but should be good. Now Brace and Peasy, I would imagine, going to try and save the weapons. Now, Brace, nice. Peasy, he wants this AK, though. And, of course, it's being watched by Danny G at the moment. But as the bomb goes down, they'll rotate away, and patience perhaps going to pay off. Brace goes down, clean little tap away from Spudwrecker, and Peasy's got his AK. But Danny G comes back. It was all a bait. See you later. Get outplayed. 10-10 to Rooster. Looking very, very good at the moment for that Rooster side, as they indeed are in prime position, you know, to keep this economy under the cosh and make sure that Vertex just don't have a chance.
That's the hope. It really can happen when you're on the CT side here of Overpass. If you just keep getting bounced between a buy and a half investment all the time on those pistols and such, it gets really frustrating. So Vertex need to get going ASAP. This is the gun round where they want to do it. Obviously, try and avoid conceding the lead over the Rooster, who've actually started to take some good momentum in their own favor. Well, early on here, we are seeing some long aggression from Vertex. They're not really going to find anything from it, though, and they aren't going to continue going forward either. So it's not really going to amount to really any map control. You can see Rooster, though, fully focused on getting to be water control. Shipka just holding around connector, making sure no one's going to try and cut through and, of course, get a flank going on. They may eventually have to worry about those long players if they start making a move.
Oh, Apok Dud going to be the first on the edge of the smoke. Just as it goes down, we'll get traded out. So into the 4-on-4 now, Dean. I don't know, this is a little weird. We've got the CTs pushing in to get information. Down connector goes Peasy. It is being watched. Timing really going to be everything here. Oh, down goes Peasy on that flank. Danger will be pushing in. A little bit weird there, I think, for the push forwards. Hearing an A1S, you know, it gives you that muscle memory that surely it's got to be a CT near you, but it's just a teammate. You're all good. Addicts, meanwhile, now the only one left. Rooster, the all-important round, and they pretty much picked it up flawlessly.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there as well, but it must be exactly as you said. He just heard the M4A1S and panicked. That was weird, though. I didn't think they were even they were ready for the push. Obviously, they started throwing a molly and stuff in, but you had the 2 players on short boosting, not ready to push into B at all, and then you have the first player try and run out monster and die. Obviously, they still managed to recover it fantastically with everyone getting a kill each, but it definitely feels like they weren't quite ready for the push there initially and made things slightly harder than it needed to be. I presumed that Molotov and such was just a waste of a tiny bit of the CT utility. Addict, though, he might still be able to hang on to this up. Unfortunately, now he's got players on both sides of him, and he actually charges right into the crosshair of Chelios, who should even get the up for himself, I believe. Oh no, he didn't quite manage to in time. That is unfortunate. Would have been a nice drop to well, himself, I suppose. I forgot he was the one that got the kill. But it's 11-10. Rooster have gotten themselves the lead after obviously very much struggling in that first half. Salvaged the final round for themselves, and now since picking up the pistol haven't looked back.
Well, back onto the pistols for Vertex. Saw them find a little bit of damage with this previously. Going to try and go for a mid play instead. Brace eats a bit of damage early on. We need this flash to be perfect, though, they say, and I think it is Easier said than done. Nonetheless, in they go. Will they find one? Maybe. Chipka's on the backside, but there's no one actually pushing that way other than Apok, so not looking good. Got the off angle here as well. Pretty tough to beat. And he will indeed find that frag, but then they all go to reposition. You know, the cavalry incoming. It's a chance to find an awful lot of kills here for Chipka, but it's the boys, the rest of the team, taking them away, being a bit greedy. Nonetheless, round number 12 looks to be coming. No cheesy stuff here.
No, keeping it simple. And while Addict at the moment for an exit, as is PC. I don't have the spam on the PZ that got the kill for a second. I thought a kill feed pop up, but that was elsewhere. Either way, I don't think he's going to be getting anything out of this considering the health, and indeed, really, Rooster only had a tiny bit to lose there, so they didn't really need to hunt them down, but 3 kills. Had the stats a little bit, you may as well script. But it's 12-10, Rooster. It's the last 2 maps have been kind of the flip side of what they experienced on map number 1, where they had a fantastic start and then slowed down big time. Here and also back on Dust 2, they had a slower start and then managed to make their way back into it with the comebacks, which just makes it all that more impressive, really.
Well, let's see. Russian B, Rooster going to try and test the metal of Vertex. So far, so good. 5-on-3, straight out of the gate. Addict trying to flash in here, and Roffelko will find the double. But unfortunately, just overwhelmed. Too many numbers. 1 versus 3 for Addict, and it feels like you got to try and go for it, right? Be the hero of the round, even though it is somewhat futile. Forces his hands, and straight into the crosshair of Chelios he goes. 13-10. Rooster, absolutely their game to lose now. Look at the money for Vertex. It should be over shortly if Rooster keep moving like this.
As I said, they just really aren't looking back. Plow through another gun round and force another eco out of Vertex, who can't really afford much apart from these D-golds. It's going to be 14-10. They'll have 1 more shot at the full gun round, basically. This has been a real struggle, and this is with, I believe, Rooster having Shipcat as a stand-in. So, quite an impressive showing. See whether they keep it up now. We've seen, obviously, Rooster were able to make a recovery of their own on the previous map. This would be a great time for Vertex to start pulling out their magic. It's certainly not going to be easy, not on this one anyway. I think the gun round is the main one they're looking towards. Not a good start as Brace isn't able to come away with anything from his aggression, but Roffelko, he will at least get the finish on towards Chelios, who had been tagged up initially.
Well, this would be the round to pull it out, wouldn't it? Gonna see Addict on the flank. Shipka, don't mess this up, my guy. Crosshair might be a little ill-placed, but nope. What do I know? Addict walks straight into it, and it's all good. Roffelko and PZ then to hold on. They are on the B-bomb site, however, the bomb itself is going towards A now. Well played by Rooster. Oh, this spam comes through, nearly finds a kill, not quite able to do so. Roffelko also falling. So just down to big man PZ. Maybe 1, I'd be happy with 1. The overall round itself, I don't think is going to happen here. Bomb's going down, Danger's set up and ready, and will take him out. 14-10. And this is it, last chance saloon for Vertex. Their last rifle buy, especially if they lose this. Well, most certainly if they lose this, you'd assume a few more if they can get it in the bag. But what, 6 in a row? 5 in a row would be great to just get the overtime. It is no mean feat. However, Rooster, they managed to do something a little similar on the previous map.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to make it happen now for Vertex, but this is their chance. They have the op, they have all the nades, everything they could ask for into this gun round in play. Now they just need to manage to actually turn it into a round win for themselves. And, well, I like the idea of maybe some early connector aggression, but that doesn't work out as the molly forces them back. The actual problems come through over on B, though, where the initial frag goes in favor of the T side, but it hasn't lasted. Addict was able to catch a player creeping out mid, and the trade eventually did come in back on that B-bomb site as well. So Vertex have got themselves the 4-on-3. You can see Rooster now making that call to just group back over towards A and see if they can manage to take over this bomb site with at least the numbers on the initial push. 14-10 now. Vertex have got themselves the 4-on-3. You can see Rooster now making that call to just group back over towards A and see if they can manage to take over this bomb site with at least the numbers on the initial push. 14-10 now. Vertex have got themselves the 4-on-3. You can see Rooster now making that call to just group back over towards A and see if they can manage to take over this bomb site with at least the numbers on the initial push.
Well, Rooster, let's see what they have in the back pocket. You know, the secret strats for rounds like this. Pretty slow on bathrooms, of course. Addict here. Oh, holding it down. It's PZ, though. Big man on the AWP, who's able to break the silence. Find the first. Looking for a little bit more. Going to be left blind, though. Danger had the opportunity to shut him down. Not going to happen. Vertex will hold. Vertex will survive, but Rooster have got plenty of money to keep on pummeling this and breaking the back of Vertex in the end.
Yeah, it's going to take them a while to completely break them, so they've got to keep that up, but it's a good start. Still rocking the op on PZ. He's finding better form, I've got to say, here on Overpass over these past couple of rounds. Chelios, though, has got enough, obviously, now to challenge him with. So we'll see how this goes, if they do actually end up clashing or not. Seen some B aggression. This is a switch up. Did we ever see Rooster go aggressive on B water? Yeah, I don't really feel like it was the thing that came true in that previous half. And we haven't really seen too much of it from Vertex yet either. Not finding anyone on this side of the map, though. It might influence them to begin rotating a little bit because they still have 3 heavily committed down here.
Very slow on the upswing here so far, Dean. Minute just about gone. What, like 50 seconds? And not really an awful lot of anything bar the initial damage to Roffelco. What is the plan for Rooster? They do seem to be stuck for ideas, which is maybe why they're just playing things very slow and hoping that indeed Vertex pull off some aggression that doesn't go so hot. Shipker will flash out towards short. Not going to be able to find anything again, though, so, you know, very, very slow. Bit more of an A-sided stack from the CT side, you know. Shipka has an opportunity, if played well, to close off this 1B player at the moment. The rotation coming back in, however, from Roffelco. But the bomb is going A, and going A pretty decisively by the looks of things. They find a quick one. It's the flank in from Addict that needs to be huge. Finds the first and the second, dropping the bomb, but he gets flanked out himself. Is it enough into the 2-on-2? Bomb plant coming in, but Brace can deny it, and he will. That's going to be the round. Just needs to survive. Shipka will go down as well, just to add insult to injury. Vertex, out of nowhere, are bringing these rounds back to life.
It's a closer one, but that doesn't really matter at this stage, as long as they're winning them out. It could still come back to bite them, obviously, with how close it was if they end up losing it. In this one especially, before actually fully breaking that economy of Rooster. But they're on track for the comeback currently. And, well, winning this one would leave Danny and Spudwrecker, I believe, a little bit low on economy. Everyone else will be able to still afford the buy because Rooster had such dominance towards the beginning of this half. But they are starting to put a slight dent in the economy. We'll see. Lots of flashes in towards mid. Surprisingly, Addict staying pretty aggressive, at least up until right now when he finally begins to back away. Not wanting to risk his life, and I believe is actually called for PZ instead to move over, and they're going to double it up on long. I like this. There's been a lot of focus around long when they have pushed over towards A. So it should be a strong setup to at least try and snatch an early kill if they do actually decide to begin pushing forward. For now, though, that's not really the case, and it's just a pretty standard default, which is actually after being caught off guard slightly by that B boost. The trade at least was found. It's not a bad position for Vertex. At least they got a bit of info that there was only those 2 players initially at B, and have now confirmed, I believe, that there's not much going on around A with this push coming through.
Feels every round is so incredibly tense. Vertex just can't afford to be making heavy mistakes. Proper slow once again. I think they're trying to look for a gap in the defense. It's not really been in a lot of these rounds, but just playing contact out of Monster, sometimes it works, right? They do have a player at the back end of the site in the form of Apokdud, as well as Roffelco a little further away to find that first. They're going to come in off the back of the right click. Pretty big damage, in fact. And now the 4-on-3 retake ensues, looking good. Chelios will find Roffelco, but Apokdud now coming to life. Really needs to chime in heavily here. His teammates are falling around him. The bomb ticking pretty far down as well. Chelios with the 4K right now. Absolutely unstoppable. Going to get the ace. Yes, he will. Oh no, heartbreak for Vertex as Rooster. They find round number 15 off the back of the big man. Had a dodgy performance on map number 1, but he came alive in a big way into 2 and 3. And well, it might just be enough for Rooster to take this over the line.
Yeah, seems like it might be. As I said, it's come back to bite them now that they weren't able to take those rounds as cleanly as they would have hoped for. It's not a terrible bite, but they are lacking onto 3 of the players with a mass, a deagle, and an MP9 in play. Needing 3 rounds in a row just to take us to an overtime. You did say at the start of this that we could be seeing another overtime map, so maybe you jinxed us. And you've doomed us for overtime right from the beginning. That's what it was, Scriv.
Maybe.
Didn't quite catch that kill there, unfortunately, for PZ, but it looked pretty standard peek out through Monster. Chelios was also there, but I think it was the legs caught around the player peeking in from the barrel there that was actually caught in the end. But a trade's available. He was caught on the right side of Monster, wasn't able to escape.
Yeah, do be like that sometimes, mate. Do be like that. But we'll see here. Edging forwards in towards this A-bomb site. There is Addict at Divider. And I think we've got Roffleco, yeah, on the site itself. So, not a bad little defense. The rotate up coming in from Apokdud as well. So they are putting a lot of their chips in here on the Vertex side, and it would be correct. Lurking presence in the form of Shipka, but the vast majority of them coming in from long. Funny little counter smoke. Is Roffleco gonna move himself into the sneaky spot? Could be deadly. Oh, could be massive. Inside the smoke he goes. He's going to try and make the hero play. They're walking into each other here. He has a bit of an idea, but they line up for Roffleco, and he gets all 3. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. I mean, they had the ace in the previous round on the roster side. Well, Roffleco tries to do one a little bit better with a hero play of his own, keeping them alive without the bomb plant. Look at the money. They're going to go straight in for the buy, but this is really not good for Rooster.
No, that was really set up to be their round from the beginning, but big plays just across the board, good early picks, spray down from Roffleco. Apologies, my voice was giving up on me, had to clear it out there. It's left them now on what is, again, a decent enough buy, but there's a couple weaknesses to it, and this is really their last full gun round to actually get this done also. So it's almost now or never if they want to end it in regulation, and that is not a good start. PZ's already got himself one up on mid. That's the bomb as well that's been dropped. Well, it's obviously not in a position to be held onto by Vertex and should be easily recovered by Rooster. It's still not a good start that they've, I guess, given a bit of a signal about where that bomb was aiming towards in the early moments of the round.
This is looking good for Vertex, isn't it? Maybe I was right. Find out. Moving in towards the B-bomb side by the looks of things on the Rooster side. Oh, for Brace, though. Oh, gonna land the headshot through the wall. Oh, not even gonna get traded here. Another chance at it. Danger will take him down, but there's only 2 remaining. They will battle their way into the B-bomb site, but is it going to be enough? 2 versus 3. Tagged down pretty heavily, both these players as well. One coming in from short on the AWP. Easy. Not going to deny the bomb plant, but takes out the planter. Now all onto Danger. It feels like to save the regulation victory at the very least. Great flash over. As Vertex run it back. Full 30 required, Dean. See whether we will need a few more.
Yeah, definitely possible. The bomb plant at least going down is going to give them a bit more than they would have had otherwise. But it's still not enough for everything to be pulled through. They'll be lacking a scout, you can see, maybe some SMGs, a Galil or 2 maybe even going to come through. We'll see what they decide on, what they're feeling. Maybe some digs through the nades, and well, it's actually just Galil's, a Tech 9, and as I said, the scout that initially came out. Not bad, but I'd imagine we'll probably see something a little bit quicker with what they've got in play. I don't think they'll want to be sitting out on a default for too long, taking the challenges up against the double op setup that Vertex have in play. So this is going to be tough now. I don't know, as you said, yeah, I think that overtime is beginning to look pretty damn likely.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly looks to be the case, but we'll indeed have to find out. Rooster up against it. They need to pull out, you know, some super cool back pocket execute, something like that. But always easier said than done. Either way, boost coming in, or Be pretty big if they get their timing on it. 4 players stacked with overtime on the cards. They've read this beautifully so far. Molotov going to come in. This will thwart the boost ever so slightly. Depending on when it does. There you go. Addict's eventually going to go for it. Makes life a little bit awkward, but you can actually survive up there. It doesn't land as perfectly as they'd like, but when it spreads or when they drop, whatever that may be, Chelios has taken a fair chunk of damage. Addict going to move back in towards this B-bomb site after rotating with a hit coming through. Spudwrecker leading the charge, only good for the one. Trades thick and fast. That's the kill from Chelios that might just be able to do it. 3 versus 2. There's still this player in towards that pit area, and the flank coming through from the Deagle. So it's all going to be down to Danger against 2. 20 seconds left. No bomb plant to work with, and PZ will take him out. Another overtime required. We'll be back after the break.
Flowers don't grow. Let's take our chances before we get old. In front of you, I look into your eyes and I know you hesitate, you don't know if it's fake or true. I'll be blue for you, I don't think that I should. No more regrets, I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you, I don't think that I should. No more regrets, I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you, I don't think that I should. No more regrets, I'm gonna do my best. Blue for you, I don't think that I should. No more regrets, I'm gonna do my best.
I think tonight's the night to live that party life. I'm ready to unwind. Let's get the music right. That's right. Toda la gente está esperando la señal. Vamos a guarachar. I want to feel alright. Escucha, mi hermano, no esperes al verano. Can't you see? I'm here to party. Arriba, abajo, baby, dame tu mano. Let's be free. Let's be free. Dance to the beat.
Dance to the beat.
Toda mi gente, baila la cumbia. Get up. I need somebody to put it on me. Get up. Muévelo suave con tu cintura.
All right, welcome back, folks. What an epic between Rooster and Vertex. This one's going to go down in history. Super long. We've hit the 5-hour mark just about. And, of course, we're into our second overtime map of the series. Rooster with the incredibly salty run back here as they are looking to, well, kind of snatch it away. Vertex, I think, were the favourites, not the overarching favourites, not the all said and done favourites, but nonetheless the stronger side. They look that way on Vertigo. And then tech issues, so it's all up in the air. And now Rooster pulling it back to an overtime. However, it was Vertex this time around that did the vast majority of the running back, but it's going to be a B-rush straight in for our first round. Yeah, Chelios opening things up as finally Rooster looks set to get number 16 on the board.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be fairly convincing as well, although, as I say that, there is players who are still damaged up, and they've lost. Chelios trying to push up into the spawn. So this is an achievable retake for sure at this point for Vertex. Looking to move through already to drop actually from PZ. They don't have a smoke, sadly. Although, as I say that, it's just been thrown down. Never mind. Addict is picking them all up around the spawn right there, as you can see. Getting them off the bodies of the teammates. And it's necessary as the molly went on top of the bomb. With that smoke drop, looks to try and stick it, but no, it's been denied. Is there time here for PZ? It's incredibly close.
Nope.
I don't think he has it. No.
My goodness. That was so close. That was so unbelievably close. Like, the circle had finished on the defuse. The circle had finished, but not quite there. Not quite there in time. Goodness me. Well, it's a nice way to kick off overtime, I suppose. Rooster taking the lead. They, of course, secured it and looked pretty good going into the overtime of Dust 2. So we'll see whether that sort of second win comes to them again here. So far, so good, but definitely a lot more work to be done. And Chelios going to be tagged up early, nearly finished by the nade as well. Just ever so slightly too quick from the player there, I would imagine. PZ perhaps was going for that early peak. Difficult to say. Nonetheless, minute and 30 gone, or left, sorry. Goodness, my mind is just melting, to be honest with you, mate. Either way.
Reasonable.
Oh, out towards long. Addict will get taken down, and with Chelios low, things look pretty good for Vertex.
Yeah, pretty good start. They tried the run boost out long. It didn't work for Spudwrecker, sadly. With Chelios also tagged up, as you said. I'm pretty sure it was PZ who took the initial mid-peak. So, great start into the round for Vertex. They do need to turn this into a round win for themselves, and unfortunately, they're not able to actually hang on to the man advantage. Addict, despite being posted up over on the long corner, does get caught off guard. Chelios catches himself another as he wins out both of the op duels, despite early on in the round being brought incredibly low. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest, that he's able to get away with that. The push through from PZ, I guess he was feeling the pressure. But now it's a 4-on-3 with everyone for Vertex actually stacked up towards A, and just Danny G being here is probably going to keep them in place for a while. At least the case of two of them, because APOC had begun to rotate.
Down goes Roffelco. This is looking good then with that lurking presence for sure. We'll see. Brace is in relatively deep and Apok dud. Okay, 1-5 here to help, but not quite going to be the case. So 1v3 required. Just a 1v1. He's going to go for the straight up hold. I don't think this is going to work out for him. It won't, but it was close. And I like the idea when it's this tense. You never know what might work. Retro looking very, very good though. Rooster here managing to pull things back in a pretty comfortable fashion as they keep it together towards the tail end. You know, it's been a long series, guys. And I think, indeed, fatigue is a big, big factor. But Rooster, here for the marathon, looking very good in overtime.
Yeah, they've been looking great since coming into it. And honestly, even just towards the end of the regulation, we're doing a pretty decent job, or throughout the regulation, not towards the end of it, rather, we're doing a pretty good job as well. As the last round of this halfer is honestly desperately needed for Vertex. Not to get themselves really going, but just to keep themselves in with a chance of even being able to take the win here in this overtime and not needing to just send it to a second one. And well, I like that call, the push out through Monster. My auto director isn't helping me, I'm not gonna lie. It isn't bringing me to all the action. But Rooster, they're looking to try and get back into the action now, I believe. The 4-on-5 group up outside B, get the execute ready to move forward. It's almost kind of a fairly standard call, but they have multiple Vertex players waiting on the other side of this Monster smoke.
Yeah, very ready for it. This is about to be a bloodbath. It's just a question of which way it goes. Contact flash. Second to follow up, and in comes the hit. Really looking messy. It's Roffelco with the double that might just have saved the round for them. Still this player in on the site itself as well, and of course the AWP sort of lagging behind. 30 seconds left to get the move going. Control they were after. Oh, tag lands onto PZ. Chelios tries to get in quickly, but not going to work out. Shipka now the only one left versus 3. It's only 20 seconds. Just play it patiently. Really do like this from Brace. Drop back and wait for the support. Wait for him to make the move. And there it is. Out into the open he goes. Addict will take him down, and that's how the first half ends. Rooster in the advantage, but Vertex with a nice response there in the final round.
Yeah, keeping themselves, as I said, in with a chance of potentially taking the win here in this first overtime. But they're going to need to be flawless now on their T side if they want to make that happen. All 3 rounds are going to be needed. That won't be an easy task with what Rooster have been showing us so far. Surprisingly not going into a double op setup. Actually just going to be going heavy on the Augs. With the 16k, the double op setup is definitely there as an option if you want it. I guess not really too pushed. It's more so Vertex who are enjoying pulling that out consistently. Let's see again. Slow times being shifted pretty quickly back over towards B. I think that was a molly down initially. I'm not sure how that came true. Must have been, I'm presuming, from the CTs. But here we go. Vertex grouping on Monster. Again, 3 players waiting in on B. There's loads of nades remaining. They will just try and catch them on the spike. So I think they'll try. Well, the flash eventually coming over. Blinds up Addict. But it doesn't matter. They're able to win out those trades. Danger is only good for a single frag. The rest of his teammates weren't even able to get that, so the bomb's going to go down now in a 4-on-2. Obviously, Rooster will give it a go considering they've plenty of money, but a 2-on-4 is not going to be easy by any means unless some big mistakes are made by Vertex.
Yeah, especially with this position, right? You feel like that just shuts down the whole dream. Chelio's now the only one left. Like you say, might as well. They're just not giving him anything. Full respect to Cross at the moment. I don't know, it just feels completely pointless, doesn't it? He's kind of just going for the stats. KDA player, or KAD as it is in CS. Nonetheless, 17th for Vertex. Still waiting. Still waiting to crown a victor here. And Vertex not giving it away easy, not giving Rooster the 2 rounds in a row chance to close things out. Both teams going to have to work for the victory in the first bout of overtime. See what the game plan is here from Rooster. Double AWP maybe? That's what Danny G is sat discussing at the moment, but no. Onto the AUG. 4 AUGs out, by the way, for the CT side. A little rare to see, but there you are. Rooster preferring the AUG at the moment.
Yeah, everyone else was rocking them in that previous round. There was only Danny who didn't. Obviously, Chelios had his op as well. Yeah, they've upped it from 3 to 4 AUGs, so we'll see if that was the improvement that they needed to take themselves the round win. It is obviously a fantastic weapon at range, having that scope to work with. You can understand why they'd like it. Around banana, around long, around connector even, there's long range angles. Plenty of places where that weapon can be very useful. And well, that was not really where I was expecting it to be. Straight through is smoking towards connector. Shipka's gonna catch 2 of them moving up short, including the bomb carrier. And suddenly this round has fallen apart for Vertex. PZ and Apoc Dud left alone. Just the 2, but currently separated as well. Not really in positions to work off of each other. It looked like PZ was about to push out through Monster as well, which is why I was kind of focusing on the fact that they were alone. I do believe he's going to be able to back off and group up with his teammate now if he wants. He's actually going back, I think, to check the T-spawn flank. No one there currently, but Danny may move in that direction soon.
Very difficult to tell here, isn't it? Gotta be careful not to make the wrong move. PZ on the backside will take out Danny. Or quick flick from Apoc Dud. And here we are, 2 versus 2. Lash out from Monster. Try and give PZ a way in. We do have the close player in the form of Shipka. 1 on high. There's no smoke now for Heaven as it's been used on the side. Shipka goes aggressive and gets the double spray down. That might just be the play to keep it all together. Rooster at the very least have secured another overtime and looking down the barrel of the victory. One that with the way that Dust 2 panned out towards the end, 14-11 for Vertex it was. You feel like there would be absolutely no right for Rooster to be winning this series, and yet here we are, 1 round away from that fact.
Yeah, they've set themselves up now for the win, as you said. Still rocking the Augs, apart from 1 AK now that's being featured in the hands of Danger. And I think that's a warning right now for Vertex, to be honest. PZ actually even taking a bit of molly damage there as Danny goes crazy, pushing through Playground currently. A follow-up nade on the PZ does a tiny bit more damage. But it's really Danny that I'm focused on right now, as he could be a key role in this round for Rooster, with multiple players pushing out on mid and in a position that they haven't played towards. Yeah, I was going to say he could catch them off guard, but elsewhere the kills are beginning to go in favor of Vertex. He's going to have to step up big time, and one in this situation is not going to be enough. Oh, and again, the 1-for-1 trade on B. Chelios left all alone.
Not good enough, is it really? You need a little bit more than that. But Chelios, he does have the position. So maybe cut them off. Smart smoke. Good job, guys. Not taking any chances at all. Still in a bit of a weird spot than they might not expect. As he postures up safely. Smoke is there, but it's not really ideal. Bomb is close. Good Molotov. Bomb going to get dropped. Smoke on top of it. Another molly to follow up is ineffective. The bomb is in his hands. Big nade damage. Flash comes in. Whoa, the shot was so close, you know. Addict watching the smoke, but not going to be able to take him down. No way does he get it done. He does not. He does not. Brace will break the dreams of Chelios and, of course, force Rooster into another bout of overtime.
So close as well. Brace was on 1 or 2 health there. I can't remember exactly what he was on.
Literally
but it
one.
came right down to the...
Yeah.
It was literally one. Damn.
Yeah.
If he knew that, he probably would have just took out the pistol. Either way, it was a quick shot being landed on the op, so it was a tough position, and to get it down to the one-on-one in the end was pretty impressive also. As I think Chelios is AFK. Yeah, not live. The admin force started it quickly. I don't think he was expecting that. So it seems to have unfortunately caught them off guard a small bit, so hopefully we can get a quick reset on that. He still seems to be AFK, so he probably just went for a bathroom break or whatever, not realizing we weren't going to have any time between the halves, or between the overtimes rather.
Yeah, I'll be real. I did expect a pause in between, so
I think we alternate. Yeah. So the next one, I think we'd have a pause again.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What I understand.
Chelios with a bit of a lag out. It
He said
seems.
all G lag though.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's good now. So quick restart. Then let's go, boys. You know, we don't like waiting. We don't like waiting. It's scary. Of course, never a good feeling. Just got to end the round so they can go to a pause and go to the restore, right? So one team just has to wipe themselves out. Here we go. Round restore, please. And then let's get into the action. Don't keep us waiting like this. It's been an epic, bro. It's been a long one. One of the longest series I've been involved in for quite some time. I don't think I've had my, you know, CS on for this long while casting for a while, because usually in between series I like to just close it, and I don't know, I'm just weird like that. Anyway, here we go. What's the game plan? What do we do here? Rooster starting again on the CT side, of course. What with the overtime, you don't swap over when it goes to another overtime, so Rooster will have a little bit more to work with in terms of the methodology. They were coming close in some of those rounds, but a lot of battling back from Vertex. They need to find the advantage on the Rooster side and keep it, hold on, make it work for them. They were getting caught by a lot of lurks, a lot of late round plays, so I think they just need to be on the ball pretty much all the time.
Yeah, gonna have to be. Really, both teams do, considering how close it's been throughout. They've got to give it their all. Third and final map, losers done, and the winner still has a bit of work to do as well, heading into the consolidation final, where they wouldn't even quite know their opponent yet. But I do like this aggression in through water. They get the op posted up in on the long angle on connector now, and that pretty much cuts off that area of control, at least for the T side, and should allow them to start stacking up A a little bit, which you can see happening as Spudwrecker and Shipka are rotated up. But you do have Danny G very aggressive around the Guardian stairs right now, so he could be in a bit of trouble. All of Vertex pretty much are moving in his direction currently. Gonna need to go huge, and well, they're not really making their positions known. The flash comes over. He does find the instant dink pretty much on PC, but he's not able to get the finish. And now his teammates are gonna have to hold strong on the bomb site. And well, they're making their positions more than known with the counter nades coming through, and that might make Vertex reconsider. But with a flank coming in, they don't have much of an option.
Oh no, they've got to get this move going, and yeah, easier said than done. Danger with the triple on the flank. Oh my goodness, written off instantaneously by the Rooster side. 19 rounds comes awfully fast. Vertex are gonna have to turn that around and make sure it doesn't happen again, because Rooster have just got their number absolutely in that previous round.
Jesus, I didn't expect that flank to go so well, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it probably is the perfect scenario, right? The perfect outcome, let's say, with that flank for sure.
Yeah, and Rooster aren't going to be complaining anyway. Very convincing start into the second overtime here for themselves. And they keep that up. I think ideally this time we'll be looking for all 3 rounds on the CT side. Obviously had, in the previous overtime, we're able to get 2 on the first half of their overtime, and it wasn't quite enough. So they'll be looking to try and improve on that here. Unfortunately, though, it's actually going to be Vertex who find the first blood. Shifting over as Brace is able to get that initial kill, I believe, by probing out Monster. Instantly falls back as well. Unfortunately, even despite there being a couple players there, they weren't really willing to take the peek to try and get the trade, maybe not knowing quite how much damage had been done.
Chelios may be the most important position of the round. Danny G will find one out towards long, but they're going to peek into him here. He has an opportunity to find a few, finds the first, able to make it out. Danny G, meanwhile, tries to get aggressive off the back of it, but not going to work out for him. Down goes Brace with one of those flanks once again, and now it's a 3 versus 2 that they might just act upon. Brace falls on B. They know where this B player is at. They've got to try and hold and just catch him by himself. However, the rotation, of course, from Chelios will be coming in. Spudwrecker then. Pretty large ask hidden behind the site. Timing will be everything with when he decides. Whoa, to jump up. He accidentally, I think, stood up there, and now they know exactly where he is. Coming in from both sides, and that might just have cost them. Chelios almost plucking Waffleco out of the edge. Did he hit him? I think he hit him with the tag through the tip. Either way, USP is out, trying to get it done. Not going to happen. Such a shame about that tag, but nonetheless, Vertex even things back up.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wall bang onto, I don't know, like the upper legs, maybe onto the lower stomach, so it didn't really do very much damage. The nade barely added to it either, and as you said, it was really down to Spudwrecker on the back of the bomb site right there. So unfortunately, he got his head spotted just at the last second, pretty much. If he could have even just wasted another 2 to 3 seconds, then his teammate likely would have been there to help him. So all around, an awkward round for Rooster, and well, now we've tied it up at 19 to 19. We're staying neck and neck throughout, Scriv. But that is a wild push from Chelios. Has help at least with the spam coming through, but it barely even does any damage. And Danger trying to swing it on short is going to be punished as well. 2 more players on B, one in Connector who's being caught now pushing down. And honestly, at this stage, you can go ahead and just commit this up towards A. But the bomb, I don't think, is really in a position to fall back through Connector. I think they know Spudwrecker's pushed up on short. Seem to have heard the footstep or whatever, because there is 2 players waiting on it.
Nice kill coming in from Brace. That pretty much just seals the deal. Shipka miles away. Again, it's overtime. We might as well go for it, but on half HP. Not expecting too much. Yeah, Molly going to force him forwards, and 1 bullet required from any of the weapons, even the Tech 9s, I think. Nonetheless, here he is. Ninja defuse? Maybe? Why they'd ever leave the bomb site in a round like this, I don't know, but you never know. Could have happened for him. However, it doesn't, and now we swap over with Vertex in the lead, moving through to this CT side.
Yeah, a bit of a flipped case, I suppose, to what we got the previous time around, where it was Rooster who had themselves a bit of a lead going into the second half. This time it's Rooster who has to obviously fight in from behind instead. Chelios is not far off a 40 bomb, I just realized. Obviously we're into the second overtime, but still pretty impressive. And well, again, he's up against the double setup. He actually came out on top of it. He has actually come out on top of both of those challenges rather prior, I was going to say. The wild peeking towards Connector there from Danger, from PZ rather, is going to be punished, and was Danger then elsewhere who's been taken out as well, as I believe Vertex have just pushed straight through Monster. They'll start falling back at least to rotate Ruffleco back up towards A. As you can see, APOC Dud is completely committing through to flank around through the spawn. Problem being, if Rooster keep moving at their current pace, then they might be on A before he really gets into position.
Brace. Oh, this is big. Needs to go large. Just managed to find one. Chelios with the trade in, though, and Brace kind of caught in an odd spot. Chelios will take him down up close and personal. 3 versus 2. There is a late flank from APOC Dud. It's not looking good. Unintentional on the rhyme, I assure you. Nonetheless, Ruffleco trying to do what he can here with the AUG. Will manage to find one. Ollie comes in, not really placed properly. Meanwhile, there's a quick move in from behind from Shipka. Might not even be needed, though. Spudwrecker on the front side looking pretty good. They'll both move down the stairs, and it's all onto Ruffleco. Planted for them pretty comfortably. I don't know, is there a way he could sneak this? He's going to go for the defuse. Oh, gets off it. You know, there was a world I saw him maybe holding that. Nonetheless, Shipka will take him down. We'll never know as Rooster even it back up.
Yeah, 2020. Not a number I like anymore.
Yeah, I feel that. Feel that.
But it was a bit of a rough one. Vertex had a relatively decent start as well with the amount of control that they took with all the aggression over towards B. Brace and Co. being addict, I believe it was, who had the secondary off with him alongside on bathrooms. They just weren't able to get enough done, unfortunately. Again, we're still in a situation where this could be going either way. Are we seeing the 3-man stack, I think, in towards Graffiti? You don't see that very often, especially on gun rounds. That's how you know you're in a double overtime. Let's see if it works out. It's likely to catch at least one player. Indeed, manages to drop down before the trade's available also. Flawlessly played in the end. A good advantage, and that's what you need in these overtimes. You just need a little trick play that's going to give you that advantage to go ahead and swing it in your favor. And, well, another frag off the back of it certainly doesn't make things more complicated, as it starts to go pretty smoothly, to be honest, for Vertex, and they aren't stopping this aggression at all. Doesn't really seem like they want to calm down. I was gonna say this could end up backfiring, but no, never mind. PZ just keeps on fragging. I'll shut up.
Oh, missed a shot eventually, though. He is indeed mortal, it seems. Yeah, looking good for 21. Of course, can be a little hard to keep up. I think maybe if you don't watch as many overtimes, it's 22 to win. Of course, 21 apiece to take us to another overtime. Danny G will find the first kill for Rooster. A little bit more work to be done if he wants to win the round 1 versus 5, though. He's got the bomb. Moving in slowly but surely. Might be able to find a kill or two for the stats, but the round itself is just not going to happen here. Not enough time, to be honest with you. I think he'll get to a point where he takes all these fights and eventually just will run out of time. Brace, nonetheless, not even going to allow that thought to be entertained. Round number 21. Could be the final here of the series. It would be a heartbreak for Rooster. It felt like, again, they were in the ascendancy. Looking good within the tail end of regulation, apart from those final couple of rounds. And then, of course, into overtime. Rooster were not looking too bad from the get-go. Vertex, though, keeping it together. Digging deep. And at the very least, have secured another overtime.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, a third OT, do you believe, Scriv? We can extend this to a 6-hour best of 3, maybe. But again, fairly slow round from Rooster coming through. A bit quicker on the mid push, to be fair. I think they're also looking to try and get Shipka up connector fast so that they could maybe catch someone aggressed around Guardian. But this time that's not going to be the case for Vertex. It is a position they'd pushed up towards quite often, though. In this round that they've abandoned it instead, as you can see, they're put the op into a position where they can maybe catch someone trying to even peek in to clear it out, and there you go, good start. There is a second player up close being Danny G, but they don't really need to continue to fight at this point. Already a good advantage found, and they have aggression through Monster, so they know if this is going to come back B.
They have found a lot of confidence in the past couple of rounds, that is for sure. Yeah, difficult times for Rooster then. A's kind of your only option at this point. Maybe a quick rotation down connector, but that's risky. Easier said than done. AK's out. AWP going to be dropped for Shipka. Of course, Chelios usually the AWPers, so they're going to stay away from it. In comes the A hit. Oh, Danny G fluffing it up a little bit. Brace, maybe another one needed from him. 3 versus 3 now. Quick rotations, right? One from Addict and one from Apok Dud. Well, at the very least, clear this side of the site out. Spudwreck checks back just to look into the eyes of his killer. Shipka will trade it out, but I don't think they expect this second man to be on the flank like this. This is the big play. Apok Dud to win the game. Shipka watching him will take him down, and another overtime required, Dino. Oh my goodness, we are indeed going the distance. We'll catch you after the break for overtime number 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotta learn to love hard with no reservations. I'm just trying to live honest with no reservations. Gotta free your mind, you don't need all these regulations. Between the love and the hate, the only segregation. Bring them out. Everyone that's got so much to figure out. Went and got the ladders and the shovels, we gon' dig them out. Gotta take a step back, the picture's getting bigger now. Write it on the paper, read it back, and then you live it out. You couldn't climb a mountain if it all was smooth. It's the bumps in the road to help you find the groove. You never have to stress because you got the tools. Let's put some love in the air and help them find the move.
Love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs. Like ba ba da ba da, ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking about love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs. Like ba ba da ba da, ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. I left you in the morning, and I didn't know if I would ever see you again, 'cause I didn't get your number. So I left you sleeping, put a written note on your bed. But you're really under my skin. I don't know where to begin. Wish I could go back to yesterday. Underneath the sheets and I keep on replaying the night with you.
And we are back with our third overtime of our third map, but only the first series, so not going to get the triple threes. Nonetheless, Rooster up against Vertex. It's been very back and forth, both teams having an opportunity to close it out and the other team coming back into it. How many more will be required? That is the million-dollar question. We'll see. We shall see. Double upset for Vertex straight out of the gate, Dean. This might be a nice way to open things up.
Yeah, we'll see whether it gets much of a chance to even do anything in this case, because already early pushes towards B have been more fruitful for the side of Rooster, who've got themselves a man advantage early on. You can see PZ hot on the heels, though, actually charging around through the spawn, and should be able to catch himself that one kill. That was even the bomb that's gone down. Danger, I don't think he spotted Brace in that smoke, but he is going to creep in close. Wants a little bit of a hug. Embrace Brace, I suppose. And, well, there you go. Even gets himself the kill in the end. That's all just a bit of a distraction, hoping, I guess, that they could get a quick flank around through A. But again, the bomb's down in a very awkward spot here.
Yeah, they don't really have any utility to help out. I'll try and clear the player in on the site itself. Shipka with the long wraparound. Trying to catch Addict, but Addict has dropped down, my guy, and just crept under his crosshair there as he moves towards Monster, moves on top of the bomb. So, Shipka, unsure what's going on. Where's this guy at? 30 seconds left, double up setup to hold off against the attempt to retrieve this bomb. See what happens now, only 20 seconds. could be disastrous here for Rooster, to be honest with you. But PZ's a little unsure. They coming from behind. What's going on? Smoke's gone down. Flashes to boot. There's the smoke to cover off the bomb retrieval. Awkward nade doesn't end up actually doing any damage to Addict. I thought it was just going to be a straight up team nade. Nonetheless, bomb's gone down. 2 ops to recover. Can't find the shot, so it's all left onto Addict. The double up setup, it was such a great way to open things up, as it always is, into a CT side of overtime, but not worked out into this round. Great little recovery there from Shipka and Spudwrecker, keeping their cool despite the bomb being dropped awkwardly and getting Rooster round number 22.
Yeah, it was a long round in the end, but that's what matters. They realized once it got to the 2-on-2 that things were completely out of control. Slow it down and, as you said, managed to play it out successfully. Chelios has slowed down big time. He's been sitting in the high 30s for an incredibly long time now. But the counter to that, obviously, is the fact that everyone else seems to have woken up quite a bit. You've got Shipka in danger catching up. And he obviously very capable player as well. So Vertex do need to start finding some form into this third overtime. That's how far we've made it so far. Who knows what else is still to come. This is only the first of our 2 best of 3s also. If we were on regular schedule, we'd probably be finishing that second best of 3 right now.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. It's been a while since I've been here, right? And the Counter-Strike is starting to get a little out there, let's say. Addict going to open up into this round for Vertex, though. So the early peaks, which again, into overtime, teams are, I think, much more happy to take those, much more happy to go swinging in and trying to, you know, go tit for tat with the gloves off. This round, it comes out on top of Vertex, so we'll have to see Rooster on the recovery, looking to hit the B-bomb site. Of course, there's 3 players ready and waiting for this. So we'll see. Shipka's boosted up. No one showing themselves as yet. Brace is going to get a double spray down, for goodness sake. Apok does fall. And the dink lands there. Somehow we're back into a 2 versus 2. The bomb going to come through. Shipka's so very low. Seen his life flash before his eyes with the Molotov. There is a nade for Addict as well. Bomb can't really be planted here. Shot rings off for PZ. Not quite good enough. Flash comes through. It's all onto Shipka. They know that he's low. You can see the pistol is out. The nade comes close, but a great crosshair placement. Addict going to try and find it, or goes for the shoulder peek, but Shipka gets it done. Huge 1v2. You can see what it means. Rooster will hit 23. And of course, looking super solid here. 25 for the victory if they can find this final round of the first half of our 3rd bout of overtime. What a mouthful. But if they can find this round, then they are setting themselves up in a very good position. Best position either team has been in throughout the entirety of these overtimes. So I think this round, very paramount for Vertex to retrieve.
Well, the 2 hasn't been enough for either of them yet. They both have had their chances with the 2 rounds in the first half and haven't been able to close it off the back of that. So it feels like someone just needs to get the 3, and that's when we'll finally get a conclusion here. So we'll see who that goes in favor of Rooster. It looks like it might be for them, because Danger has just gone ahead and walked straight up through short. I think catching the aggression initially, but then actually trying to push through himself and being punished for it. But he's kept 2 of those players busy, leaving only Addict over on this A-bomb site. And while he does have an op, it is going to be hard to hold strong. Gets the first, backs off towards Optimus, and well, as the mollies come true now, it's going to be hard. Hopefully, can at least take one to the grave. Never mind, the molly actually landed in front of him. Not quite at the back of the truck as I think they had initially hoped for. And well, even through the smoke there, a tag comes in. It allows for a Brace to get a very easy finish on the Spudwrecker. Suddenly, Cellos and Danny G are left to try and end this round for Rooster. Again, a clutch is needed, despite having such a strong start into the round. And this smoke is making Addict such a nuisance, as he's just wasted an incredible amount of time, and then he continues fragging as well. It's all on Cellos. This would be a great clutch if he could pull it off. He's got the first of 3. He saw the head on the stairs and obviously knows where Addict is at as well. But ideally, he should be getting caught here as soon as the first shot is fired. Even with it being missed, the trade was available if the shot had landed there from Cellos himself. So 23-22 at the halftime. Rooster are not able to get that flawless first half of the overtime.
Nope, neither team as yet has managed to do so, actually, so we'll see. Rooster with a nice little clutch up, though, might be the morale booster they need moving on to the CT side. We do have a bit of a pause coming in, but it is just waiting for the admin to get things kicked off. So here we go. Very curious indeed as to what Rooster are going to go for. If they can get this first round and put the pressure on Vertex to get 2 in a row, that would be ideal.
Back on the Augs, though. As many Augs as you can possibly get. All the scopes. Well, you're going to have Chelios going for a little bit of a spinny there before he takes his mid peak. You've got to add some style points, and well, he should catch one player up close, but no. Doesn't even actually manage to land that shot. Honestly, I knew he was screwed. He wasn't going to be escaping because Bryce was up close. But I thought he'd be able to at least get away with a frag, but not quite. Danny instead desperately going to have to try and fight them back into this one, and well, having to pretty much concede the control after one kill. Not wanting to stick around and make things worse, but unfortunately they're still left at a disadvantage in the 3-on-4. And well, there's a lot of time for Vertex to work with. They don't really have to rush into a decision here either. You can see they can slow it down and wait for Rooster to make the first move. And well, Danny made the correct decision not going through the long bathrooms here. Never mind.
Never mind indeed. Orp will take him down. Vertex looking good to get 23. Bomb plant comes in nice and comfortably again. No reason to save, so we'll see if they can pull off the 2 versus 4 here between big man Spud and big man Shipka. We'll go for a boost up here, but it's kind of a difficult one. It doesn't give you too much. They will spot Brace out close though and able to spam him away. Smoke available for the bomb. I don't know, man. It's a pretty desperate situation, to be honest with you, especially in this scenario. It looks like that's what they're going to try and go for. Spudwrecker to maybe hold things out. Needs a kill here pretty quickly. Will manage to get it, but Shipka's gone down. Smoke's not even on the bloody bomb. So, not a chance as he tries to go for the hold. Addicts will take him down. And the 23-23 comes through. Vertex closing the gap quickly.
Yeah, completely closing it out. Tying us back up once again, and now it's whoever can take 2 rounds in a row will get themselves the win. If we trade back 1 each, if it's 24-24, we're going to need a 4th overtime. This is getting crazy, Script, I'm not gonna lie. See if either team has it in them to finally get a finish or not. Looking like a quicker potential move over towards B here, I believe, for Vertex. Yeah, definitely going to be Molly's and flashing straight over. Spudwrecker in towards the barrels, just drops the smoke. And well, he should be safe for now because Vertex actually have decided against fully committing, but they forced rather a ton of those nades out of the hands of Rooster. Now as they move forward, there's no mollies, only flashes and a couple of HEs to try and do some damage. See what can be landed again. They've still a player to deal with in towards the barrels. He's actually going to come away with 2 for himself as Spudwrecker joins in as well. And they hadn't even noted that danger was on the bomb site, I don't believe.
I think you might be right. Molotov will burn Spudwrecker down. Would be a hell of a thing if they could clutch this one up, but it does not look likely. Waffle Co, the only one left. Naded down pretty early here, and Chelio's going to find him as well. So 24-23. Very similar scenario, bit of deja vu here. Will it be the victory for Rooster? Will it be another overtime thanks to Vertex? We'll have to find out. 43 kills for big man Chelios. He was a bit quiet, you'd mentioned, right? In some of these overtimes, but into this one, he's woken up a little bit. So, see whether that has an impact for them here going into what could be the final round of this huge, epic, nigh on 6-hour game.
Yeah, knowing our luck though, we've another few overtimes to go, Scriff. Don't count your blessings yet. As they, again, don't really go for anything too crazy. Grouped up outside a monster. 1 player holding for the connector push, making sure that they're not going to be getting flanked or anything. And, well, we probably will be seeing them eventually ending it with an execute onto the bomb site. Although I think they're going to go for a bit of a boost here to see if they can work a pick.
Pretty slow moving, isn't it? Vertex going to try and work their way in. Molotov goes down. Spudwrecker again going to be burned pretty heavily by that. But there ain't no push off the back of it. Trying to make the boost work. Somebody walk into my crosshair, please. But then also Brace is not actually peeking. He's just sort of stood up here. There's a smoke in the way, I suppose, so you don't want to test fate too much. Big nade damage onto Apok Dud. Still a smoke in the way, for goodness sake. They're waiting. They want this guy at barrels. They know he's there. There's a bloody smoke in the way the whole time. Where's it? The smoke's not going down. What's happening? That must have been replaced at some point. Nonetheless, Molotov going to come in towards and smoke as well. That's why they're up there in the end. Smoke finally dissipates, but they're not able to get their reward. The push comes through. Man down, however, the lurking presence up top has not been held off. Rooster looking good here. They've got a number of players ready and waiting. It's all on to PZ against 3. He has to hold. He has to get the bomb plant in. They will double peek. They will take him down, and they will get 25-23. The 2-1 in favor of Rooster after such a long series. It's got to feel so damn good. Oh my goodness, what a game. Goodness gracious me. I just can't believe it. Nonetheless, we will be back after the break to continue this on. We've still got another series. See you in a few.